What's up? What's up? Yay, it's about time. You probably typed that a minute ago. What's going on? Yeah, my bad. I'm late. I had calls till 9. I had client calls till 9, coaching, and I was like 15 minutes behind because I had somebody in Greece to speak to, and it was some issues contacting them. And so that backed up my dinner time. I was going to scarf down dinner before I jumped on live with y'all, but because I started 15 minutes late, I had to eat dinner 15 minutes late, and everything just got backed up. So my bad, y'all. That's why I always say 9-ish or 8-ish. If you ever look at the actual announcement on Instagram, I always announce it on Instagram, and I give more of a precise time on Instagram. I'm fired on what's going on, Mr. Tenacious. How you doing? Yeah. So that's what's up. What y'all got going on? Um, Also, because I set it up on my phone, I can't type in the comment section and be like, "Hey guys, I'm 15 minutes late or I'm 10 minutes late." For whatever reason, don't let you type. If you're on the computer, you can, but not on the phone. No, you're not late. I just got here. We, I'm late. Nah, I just got off work, ready to lay it down. Well, you might have to do that, but I'm looking forward to some of y'all questions. I know a lot of people didn't get their question answered the other day, so if you have any questions, let's jump in. Interesting topic I'm in. The topic. So, what I do for the topics, I normally just pick something that comes up in the comments as we're going through these lives, and so I'll pick a random thing just to kind of jog people's interest and also get them thinking about what questions they want to ask. But I don't have a topic prepared. It's just I'm really talking to YouTube when I'm saying what we're doing or what the topic is or the title. That's for YouTube. All right, Monica Love. She jumped in. She says, gotta wake up at 6 a.m. It's 8:30 here. It's 9:30 here. So you better than me. I'm gonna be sleeping like midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. Still gotta wake up I gotta wake up before you actually. Um, Monica says, "Hey, I have a crush on someone at my job, and we both ignore each other. How can I get his attention by not ignoring him? Sometimes it's just best to speak. Man, I can't tell you how many people I've been on the phone with, and they have a similar thing. They have somebody they want to talk to, but every time they see them, they really give closed off body language that really signals rejection to a person who might be interested and looking for an opening. If you're not talking to a person and you have a crush, and you both have a crush on each other, you both just have very closed off body language. One of you have to break the ice and speak. You can just say hello, how are you? A simple "how are you" goes a long way when someone's already motivated to talk to you, when they already want to converse with you. They just don't know how to start it. Just say "how are you," and just intentionally stand there and let them answer the question. It doesn't have to be rocket science. It's not it's not as hard as people make it out to be. And I'll tell you something else. Rejection is a bigger tragedy than wasted time. I mean, wasted time is a bigger tragedy than rejection. People are so worried about somebody telling them no that they don't say anything or do anything toward their goals, and they spend months, sometimes even years, hoping, wishing, and wondering instead of just getting to the bottom of the answer, either eliminating the prospect or moving forward with the prospect. Again, wasted time is a much bigger tragedy than rejection. Just speak to the person. Tell them hi. How you doing? How are you? Right, and just see what happens. Speak to people. It's really that simple. I don't know why people are so incapable at this moment. Not just you, just the generation at this moment. I think technology has just taken our ability to really connect with humans on a casual level, on a daily level. And so now everybody's having difficulty striking up random, basic, elementary conversation. And it's kind of sad, actually, when you think about it. Most people are big chest, you know, yelling, screaming online, and then they get in person and can't even speak to people. It's weird. I still force everybody who makes eye contact with me to speak. I don't give a damn. Men, women, everybody, everybody. Hey, what's up, cuz? How you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I just talk to everybody. I'm just old school like that, and I will hope that we can keep the tradition of speaking to human beings and acknowledging other human beings I do not like this robotic society that we're living in now, where most of the clubs look like restaurants because they're tables all throughout what used to be dance floors. Now it's just everybody sitting at a table doing their own thing. It looks like the lunch cafeteria at a high school, except it's a club. So there's a bunch of neon lights and leather everywhere. It's just ridiculous. People don't know how to deal with people. Sad. I don't know if I answered your question or not, but I hope that helps. Um, but to get his attention, just speak. Say, hey, how are you? Compliment his shirt or his shoes. Uh, Anything. Just talk to a human being. But if you want to give me more specific information, write me on Instagram or go to kevhick.com and book a call. I'd love to help you. Maybe there's a specific opportunity for you to create more of an interaction than I can know on this live. I'd love to talk to you about it on the phone. Book a call, kevhick.com, kevhick.com. Question: do some guys have a crush on the same person for years and do nothing about it? Absolutely. At least, I mean, I did when I was young. Some and for different reasons. You know, I never talked to my high school crush about my high school crush because I realized that she was a very dangerous person for me to love. Um, so I didn't trust that that would be a good move for me. And I'm really strategic and cerebral, and I make decisions based on like a theory that I create about the outcome. I'm a lot of men are very careful. So careful men can do that because they overthink and overanalyze, and sometimes they do deny themselves certain pleasures, even if that be a relationship that they could possibly attain, because they've weighed the consequences or the risks and realized that it might not be as efficient a move or a decision as they would hope it was. Um, so I know I've done it, but men do that from time to time. Um, not not some more impulsive men, but men who are very measured and calculated are more likely to do something like that, to overthink it. Or some people just have fear. Some people are just afraid of their crushes. That's also a thing. I really wasn't afraid of my crush. I just realized that that would probably be a disaster, and we would hate each other. And I would have hoped, in my mind at that time, that maybe we got a little bit older, more mature. So if we did it, we could did it. It could really last. That's where my mind was going. So I wasn't really moving from a place of fear and not making a move, but in a place of proper planning and being strategic about when things happen, because timing is everything. And so, there are some people that maybe I wouldn't have worked out with in high school that, if I was single, I could have worked out with in adulthood. I don't sit around wondering about that now. I have a wonderful life, wonderful wife. I'm good. I'm happy. But at the time, I was definitely planning for the future. I never wasn't. And some guys are like that. So to answer your question, absolutely, men are weighing their options and weighing the risks. So it's all about dating. No, this Q&A is about whatever questions you guys bring. I'd never dictate the questions or the conversations here. I just tell YouTube, I put a title on these videos so that YouTube shows them to somebody. If I don't title these videos, they get 14 views. It just be the 55 people watching or the 100 people watching or whatever, and that just be it. But if I put a title on that, YouTube usually shows a few more people, and views help. Um, I don't have a crush. I don't know when the last time I have. Yeah, you know what? That's funny. You say that I am that I am. Man, studies show 3 to 5% of women, or only 3 to 5% of the men women encounter, they find attractive. So there's so much less options for the average woman to find someone that she's excited about than the average man. I don't know what what God was doing when He made them this selective. I know it's about survival and good genes and genetics and stuff, but man, it's got to be more good genetics than 3 to 5% of the men walk past you are suitable. I think that that's kind of sad. As a man, at least 30% of the women are have some kind of tangible value, and maybe 20% are a bigger or a more accurate number. Um, for a man to at least see attraction quality in 15% maybe, but it's had to be at least 3 to 4 times as many as women. As it pertains to people we see as valuable options. So that's kind of sad that so many women don't have a crush and can't remember the last time they were impressed by a guy. but it's actually not it's not, it's no reflection of the man. It's a reflection of how selective women are, internally, neurologically, subconsciously. This women see the men they are attracted to as nines and tens, and they see every other man as a five, and that's just how it is. I don't know what that's about. There are a few anomalies and great mysteries of nature. That's one of them. I tried speed dating the other night. Okay, Diana, how did that go? And are there a few topics that are important to hit within that time limit? I've never been speed dating. And what is the time limit? I would imagine it's just a few minutes, 5 minutes. I guess the what are you looking for is a good start. But none of that matters. It's speed dating. I think if somebody's speed dating, they're likely looking for a relationship. Otherwise, you could just poke at people on Instagram and Facebook and Tinder. Um, that's a good question. Write me on Instagram, Diana. Write me on Instagram and give me an opportunity to sit with that question because there might be some very efficient questions to ask. But I've been doing this couples journal for a deeper love and deeper connection, and so I've been writing questions for the last 2 months. I'm at 300 plus questions between the couples journal and singles project I'm working on. So now there's so many questions I can't tell you offhand which one would be the perfect one. But write me on Instagram at kevhick24, uh, or book a call before your next speed date. Maybe we can get you set up to have a more efficient and more successful time. Um, assuming I'm not assuming you didn't have success the other night, and I think that's really cool you did that. I saw a message from a girl who says one of my boyfriend's friends that yeah I'm here on the same day that he stopped texting me at 7:30, which is not normal for us. What should I do? So I saw a message from a girl who's one of my boyfriend's friends. She says, oh, so the girl got to your boyfriend and then he stopped texting you that day. I suppose the best thing you can do if you're in a relationship is represent yourself well, ask the question. Don't accuse, just out of curiosity. I've noticed, this text message, and I remember, you kind of went dark at that point. It feels, like maybe you could have either communicated that you were hanging out with that person, or you could have communicated to me that you were unavailable, and it feels like maybe you didn't trust me with that information. And I'm not sure if it's because you thought I was gonna, take issue with it, or there was gonna be a conflict, or there's something that potentially is going on inappropriate in this relationship. But I feel like, hiding the fact that you did that makes me suspicious, and I want to feel safe here. How can we make me feel better and more safe about this relationship you're having? What can be done to prevent you from having to lie or omit certain truths when we're talking and we're trying to connect and stay in this healthy relationship. Like there's a lot of ways you could do it, but I would definitely go with the curiosity, um, and just let him know that and you saw it. But there's also a way to approach conflict that doesn't start an argument. And if it does start an argument, it needs to be peaceful as it pertains to what you contribute to it, because you don't want to create anxiety around having any type of conversation in your relationship if it's supposed to be a long-term healthy relationship. You gotta remember every argument is an investment in the future, just like every gift, every sex session, every compliment. You're always investing in sowing seeds into the future. So when you approach conflict, it still needs to be done with tact, even if you're upset. I hope that helps. But again, like I said, if you need help, kevhick.com, book a call, get email advice. If it's less than 2 paragraphs, write me on Instagram, at kevhick24. Uh, Rejection is not even bad. It's normal to me. If anything, it's a good thing. It shows you who you really are. Better to be rejected than to be with someone who's fake. Yeah, but I think a lot of times there's a lot of absolutism applied to the idea of fake. If y'all in here, please get the likes up. I'm experimenting with Instagram or YouTube. It seems like when y'all have when I get high likes, they show my videos to more of my subscribers and more people coming to the live. So if you in here, you can hit the like button. Unlike it when you leave, I don't care, but hit the like button for the time being. There's 59 people watching. Just hit the like button. just to see what happens. Thus far, it's been working though. I think about 20, 30 more people come in after the likes go up high. I don't like this robot society either. I miss the days of skipping rocks on a lake. Yeah, I appreciate that. Is the video connecting for someone else? For is the video connecting for anyone else? I'm not sure what she's talking about. Love and respect though. Um, appreciate this man so much. So personalized for free. Well, thank you. I like this female. She is cute. I don't have a crush on her, but like I see her and she see me. I don't know if she likes me. It's been like 5 years. I don't know how to talk to her, and when I do, she try to blow me off. But she's very cute. She's probably like 42. I'm a 35-year-old male. I am that I am. Love and respect. Write me on Instagram. Connect with me on Instagram, and I'll figure out if I can give you some more help because it sounds like you got some more to write. Yeah, as long as you write, like I said, about half a page or less, man. I'll look out for you on Instagram. Just write me on Instagram and just tell me that you are I am that I am. I'll be waiting for that message, and that way I can kind of give you some pointers on what you could do about that. Um, I was rewatching your old videos. I appreciate that. I always watch them old videos. They still helpful. They evergreen. I don't do any topic most of the time that is going to die out. Loses relevance. This is all psychology based, and it's all for men and women. You just apply it to your situation. But sometimes y'all situations are very specific, and so for those times, book a call, kevhick.com, support the business. You never get anywhere if you don't talk to her. Yeah, I am that I am. You got to talk to her. And I think that there could be some strategic some strategic methodology employed to make sure that you feel comfortable and you also feel like you're self-respecting. Sometimes we approach a person and we put it all out there, but it didn't make us feel comfortable to do it, and it doesn't make them feel comfortable to receive it. So based on the environment, the personality of the person, your personality, it still has to be a correct representation of what you are, who you are, and what you bring to the table. So it's just it might need to be discussed, but I don't mind, man. I'm not funny acting, dude. Just write me. Instagram, kevhick at kevhick24. Do you get credit if we rewatch your old videos? Yep. If you rewatch my old videos, I think you still get credit. I don't think YouTube holds on to that information forever. And most people have multiple Google accounts, so just pick a different Google account and watch it to make sure. But I think I get credit because you can watch you're. It's not about you watching the video; it's about you watching the ad. So my video is irrelevant. As long as YouTube is showing you ads on my videos, I'm getting credit because the ad is being watched or the ad is being encountered. After like 7 seconds, I get like a penny or something. The ad is being watched. I get my 7 cents or 10 cents or something. So it just depends. But it's about the ads. It's not about you watching the content. It's about you watching the ads. So as long as they're throwing ads in front of you on my videos, I'm getting something. Hey from LA, what I miss? Shit if I know. Oh, somebody gave me a super chat. I got $2.53 on super chat. I don't know where the super chat came from. Now I got to find a super chat. Love. Oh, 199 euros. Um, Aya, I appreciate you. Appreciate your patience too, because I just noticed that. I'm not sure how long it's been there. Um, how to learn to flirt with men as a shy person. So I've done a few videos with flirting with about flirting with men as a shy person. Maybe they were about shy men videos. Um, I would specifically like to talk to you. I just talked to somebody in Greece. Um, I talk to people internationally all the time. So if you are in another country, don't for any reason think that I can't talk to you. I have clients all over the world. I'm on the phone with somebody from all over the world on a daily basis. I normally use WhatsApp for that, but you'll see when you go to book a call. But book a call because if you are trying to flirt with a particular person, that matters, especially if you're shy. There are ways to respect who you are and also remain shy, but just be more genuine about what you are. and how you feel that are flirting, but do more than flirt. Sometimes flirting is really ambiguous and everybody doesn't get the hint. And so, based on the personality profile of the person that you're trying to flirt with, or how aware they are, or how much they're aware of how you are naturally, right? How much they've observed in you, they may or may not know you're flirting. And so, sometimes we internalize rejection thinking that, oh, I flirted with them and they didn't do anything, when they don't know you well enough to know that that was flirting for you. And because we have all these really intense feelings, we think when we do anything that it's like it's obvious that we have these feelings, but that's not how it works for everybody. You are you, so you feel all your feelings. A man who see you trying to flirt in a subtle way might not catch it at all, or might see it and assume that you're just being nice. And so, how to flirt specifically as a shy person is very specific to you. And so, not trying to upsell you here, but either get some email advice or book a call on kevhick.com, kevhick.com, www, of course. But I would like to talk to you about what your personal limits are, because some people say they're shy, and it just means they won't look a man in the eye and they won't speak to or acknowledge a man. Other people say they're shy, and it means that they will speak. They are assertive in that way. They do well in business, but just not in personal relationships. Then other people are terrified of speaking to the opposite sex. So it's such a spectrum of what shy can mean to and represent to anybody. I'd rather talk to you. So yeah, book a call. But since you gave me a super chat, I can't discount your call. So if you want a discounted call, I can take about hell, I'll take $20 off just because you super chatted and you show love. I always give back to people who give to me, even if it's $2 or €2. Write me on Kev Hick at kevhick24 on Instagram to get a discounted call so that you can talk to me about how to flirt with me and I can build you a plan. What's your Instagram? At kevhick24. At Kev Hick 24. I do not have a check mark. I've never been popping on Instagram. I only have 21,000 followers. I'm not ass kissing Instagram, putting 5 and 6 posts up a day, 2 reels, 2 pictures, 2 stories. I'm not ass kissing no damn social media. That's just, I don't even want to be famous, y'all. I'm be honest with y'all. I want my content to be famous. I want it to help people, but I'm not that guy that's ass kissing a bunch of social media algorithms. In fact, my TikTok is about to go faceless. I'm just TikTok is almost disgusting with me to me how much arguing back and forth channels do and stitching each other to insult each other. I never use TikTok because I never wanted to be a part of that. Love and respect. Lynn Sane gave me a 4.99 super chat. I appreciate you, Lynn Sane. Thank you so much. Make sure you ain't got no question. No question. Thank you for the super chat, Lynn Sane. I do appreciate you. Um, but yeah, like I've always been turned off on TikTok because it always just seems like a big like just people arguing back and forth, insulting one another, doing stitches, you going back. I'm not into that shit. I believe what I believe, and you can kiss my ass if you don't believe it. That's just how I am. Not that I don't seek alternative perspective or seek wisdom, or in alternative perspectives. But I'm not interested in being argued out of my point. I want if you are what you're giving me is wisdom and game and knowledge and understanding, and I pick that up. I want to pick it up from a place of love, not a holy roly, but the Bible says you are a spiritual restore such one in the spirit of meekness. I don't think cussing somebody out, insulting them, and making a TikTok so that you can disparage them is the spirit of meekness. So I've never respected the debate style TikToking culture that I've seen. So I'm going faceless on TikTok. You'll see a very compelling image that makes you want to look at it, and then you'll hear my voice. I'm basically going to be like the voice of reason on TikTok. I actually thought about changing my name on TikTok from Kevhick to the voice of reason and just having my voice on TikTok because I want to do TikTok. But I just I don't care about all of the arguments and all of the shit that goes on with TikTok. I don't like the culture there. But if you want to follow me on TikTok, I believe Kev underscore Hick on TikTok. Uh, but I'll be posting my TikTok here soon because I'm about to start doing videos. I'm doing 20 videos tomorrow, and I'll start releasing them one at a time just to start the process of revitalizing my TikTok. I'm at 6,700 followers now on TikTok, so I'm pretty lame right now. What's the best way to screen people and verify they actually have a job and are not married, dating, nonviolent, mentally unstable before getting too involved with them? I used to have a background check software that I was sponsored by, been verified. They no longer sponsor me, but I think if you click on my link, I'll still get a commission. Um, I can't tell you which videos have been verified links on them. I haven't been sponsored by them in over a year, but been verified might be one. Um, Background checks are really a priceless thing that you can add to your investigation process for a guy. And it's also, you hit me up. All right, I'm gonna reply to you tomorrow, if I get a chance. If I'm not too busy, it'll be the next day. But I'm gonna get right back with you. I am that I am. But yeah, I think background checks for men and women are important. I just think I don't respect the privacy of a stranger more than I value the safety, of like my self preservation. I just think it's important to make sure that you're getting what you need to get in information before you start letting people walk around you, get you alone as a woman, which could be very unsafe. Enjoying your life. You never know what you're joining. I've had a lot of clients meet men, thought they were amazing, then found thousands of pedophilia videos and on their computer, or find that they have multiple rape cases or multiple rape convictions. Like, it's been a lot of stuff that people have discovered in skipping that background check phase just because they thought it would be creepy. Some people scared to Google. Yeah, at least Google somebody. Damn. Um, but that's. I'm hoping that helps. Mm, crap. I don't know how this works. Anywho, I want to start dating guys to approach me, but I'm over the process before I even start. I also hate small talk. Well, if you hate small talk, that's the problem. That's another thing. I might have did a video. I don't know if I wrote anything on this or not, but maybe I was just ranting into my microphone. Yeah, I think I do have some content that's going to be coming out on TikTok about small talk. Basically, small talk is, you can't be above small talk and expect to meet people and make connections. The idea that small talk is beneath you is just, and again, I'm not assuming that's exactly the sentiment that you're putting out, but small talk is necessary to fill a person out and to build the comfort, in exchanging words with them. People who want small talk, usually feel themselves above it, which I get. But maybe be above small talk with the people you know and the people you've encountered and are truly acquainted with, the people you have an understanding of. Small talk is just how some people warm up, and some people need it. You don't jump in your car when it's 0 degrees and just try to drive down the street at full speed, right? We all are afraid we'll lock our engine up. It's kind of the same way. You have to warm a person up to conversation, and that takes small talk. That's we're not above it. We need to stop looking down at small talk. We're living in a society where people can't talk at all. So let's not oust small talk, because I think that it does a lot more for the rapport building process than people like to think it does. Also, love and respect. You get the likes up. If you're here, just hit the like button. You can unhit the like button when you're done. When I hang up, y'all can hit the unlike button. Let's just see what happens if we hit the like button. And that's another thing. It'd be a bunch of people up in here, and like, if y'all won't even hit the like button on my behalf while I'm doing like a free live, do y'all really even fuck with me? Like, I think that there are times in my YouTube career, I've been on here 7 years, where my audience was like super loving, supportive of each other. It was just a really good like mix of people who wanted the best. Now social media is just full of a bunch of takers. It's like, and it's a very rare. I'm like, I didn't say get the likes up. It's like 7 people hit the like button. That's the type of shit that make people be like, all right, just go to my website, book a car. I ain't giving nobody free shit. Like, I could be like that, but I be trying to give people help, and nigga can't even give me a like. Think about that for a minute. Now imagine that across a man's relationship experience or a woman's relationship experience. We all holding back for what? Like, we're afraid to do something nice for somebody else. For what are we risking in doing anything for anybody? Like, you cannot just be a taker and expect the best. A lot of y'all can't find relationships because you won't give or leverage anything. It's one thing to over leverage. It's another thing to just refuse to invest. And I think that you cannot be above investing or giving back or reciprocating energy and then expect the best. I think some of this shit is just due recompense and karma for your stingy hearts. And I'm not talking about everybody, obviously, but there are quite a many people who don't apply love or grace or giving to their lives on a daily basis. And I just think that It's symptomatic. What you have and what you are surrounded by is often a symptom of what you are. And so when love is scarce, you look around and you realize that maybe you didn't invest enough love in some areas of life. Might not even be romantic. Some people don't have friends because they don't invest enough in their friendships. They can't be bothered to like their friends' fucking pictures, their wedding pictures. They can't be bothered to make a phone call. They can't be bothered to show up to a party. Those types of things, man, that follows you. Love and respect, but y'all don't need no um, speech from me. Yeah, speaking of speech, since I'm here, somebody came on to me. Now, people shoot their shots with me all the time, and I don't know if the young woman still follows me or not because I irritated the hell out of her. But people come on to me all the time for whatever reason. Some people think I'm handsome. Now, I'm happily married. All of y'all know that. Now, if a person comes on to me and I know they know I'm married, the most you're going to get from me is a speech about finding a man who's actually available and making better decisions. That's about what you're going to get from me. Okay. And sometimes the women be like, oh, okay, well, thank you for that. I appreciate that. And I play dumb and they play dumb and they go on about their damn business after I give them a speech to redirect them. Other times they get upset and tell me they didn't need a speech. I don't give a damn if you need a speech. If you approaching a married man that you know is married who does what I do, you're only looking to corrupt me or to put me in a position where you can be on Kev Hick exposed time. I don't want nothing to do with you. So I'm gonna try to be nice. I'm gonna try to give you grace, but I'm gonna also give you game. Hey, get your shit together. Stop trying to be another woman or the other woman and be the woman. But if you don't want the speech, you ain't got to give me no response back talking about you didn't need the speech. I don't give. I knew you didn't need the speech. So there's that. People tripping, bro. Don't come on to me and then act play like I'm doing something wrong when I be like, yo, if you just keep chasing married men, you gonna get what you've always gotten. Even so, whatever. Okay, Lynn saying she said I'm not above small talk. It's just annoying to have the same conversations over and over, answering the same questions repeatedly. Absolutely, Lynn saying, but small talk with a new person isn't the same questions over and over in the same conversations. I think people's dull ass answers might give them that, but I know I've had small talk conversations that were very deep, that were supposed to be small, but I'm not a small thinker. Everything is the moon and the stars and existentialism for me. So I don't really have small talk because I invite those questions and then I go off into whatever hell I would like to talk about anyway. Accept a man's small talk if that's what he's entertaining, but you don't have to stay there. When it's your time to rebuttal, you can answer his question and then ask him something deep. So what I would say is, or suggest, Lynn saying, is have 5 or 6 deep questions in your pocket that you don't mind throwing into as kind of a wrench in the plan of small talk. My guy might be like, yo, so what you do for a living or whatever. And if you have a deep existential question that you want to ask to get a real conversation going, just be like, that's cool, but let's talk about this. He probably find it funny and charming that you know what you want. And, if he engages in the conversation and he shows you he's intellectually elastic enough, hell, you might meet the person of your dreams. But not because you walked away from the small talk, but because you just was like, hey, I don't really want to talk about the weather today, but I do want to talk about, quantum physics. Let's talk about that. It might be funny, but it also gives you the leeway to have a better conversation. It paves the road. So you don't have to have small talk, but you have to learn how to navigate away from small talk into deeper talk. Uh, and again, it would be quite funny for you to just throw something that deep into what's supposed to be small talk. That would be charming for me if I was a guy that was single and somebody did that. I'd be like, okay, this is what we're talking about. Cool, let's talk about that, right? Um, so anyway, there's that. Um, we respect your marriage, King. Happy for you. I appreciate your love and respect. Yeah, and most people do. But I'm just saying, if you don't, and then I tell you what a married man should tell you, don't cuss me out because I because I just like that's what I be. And most of these YouTubers, man, they know that somebody's gonna have them in a position that somebody's trying to have them in a position that now it's like, oh, I knew he wasn't what he said he was. A lot of people be trying to set me up. Everybody's not a friend. Right. So I got to be very careful, even having even corrective conversations with people because anybody at any time can start be like, I talked to Kev Hick and he was a creep, or they can make some shit up. So for me, it's very very important to keep shit absolutely professional. Um, let me see. Oh my God, they're on the dating page and hitting on married women. Yeah, need to rewatch the videos. They all there. Um, let me see. I got like 5 minutes, man. I was supposed to be on here 15 minutes, and I'm screwing with it all. And it's I've been on here 34 minutes. Let me get off here. And watch a stand up comedy with my wife soon. Um, now you said I don't mind small talk, just not a lot of talk. Yes, everyone's not a friend, even if you think they are. Absolutely. Um, that's absolutely true. But like I said, man, that's small talk. It could get you somewhere. Some people need that, especially as a man. As a man, I don't know how tall you are, but you could make somebody feel pretty uncomfortable pretty quick. Uh, and so sometimes men need to small talk for a woman to gather a sense of safety. So it's more important for a man to accept small talk and just kind of be comfortable in that and sit in peace while small talk is happening. Because women always have a threat of a man. Like a man is always a threat to a woman, a threat of violence, a threat of grape, all the kind of threats. So letting a woman warm up to you through some of those means is more important than if a woman is small talking with you. So there's that. Sometimes I'm just establishing a person's sense of safety when I'm small talking. And that could be social, that could be at the workplace. Like people don't necessarily feel safe around all men. And so you got to make sure that, in that small talk, you're just allowing them to warm up to you if you happen to be an imposing figure. I'm tall, so I can't just be like, I can't skip the small talk. I got to give people that so they feel safe because sometimes I can look a little bit intimidating in person. Like, and so I don't know how large a person you are, how imposing you are, but for some people it does matter. Like Big J, I ain't seen him in here today, but Big J I think is like 6'7". You can't just be 6'7" skipping small talk. You got to give people the small talk, otherwise they running. Um, Let me see. Jay might be in here. I ain't seen this gear, but he might be in here. Shout out to your pretty girl. I appreciate that. I'll tell you said hi. I'm seeing a guy has most of what I'm looking for, except he's short. Any advice? Um, Shit. If he has most of what you're looking for, would you? The idea of settling is interesting, and I've probably talked about this a million times. But you got to think about what settling actually represents and is. Is settling not getting a man over 6 foot, or whatever height you have in your head, or is settling getting the man over 6 foot who doesn't want a relationship, who's gonna lay some pipe and leave the baby? There are worse alternatives than a man who is short as compared to other men. Is he taller than you? Right? And again, don't make an assumption what's in his pants because he's short, because that actually doesn't really have a those there's no correlation most of the time between that um, and what a man can do. Kev, you are an intellectual and a great communicator. Most of these men are at an elementary level. You'd be surprised. Um, I think that sometimes women in the education system have a different experience that leads to them presenting their thoughts and ideas differently. So the education system is based on young girls, their ability to listen, learn, the detail that women think in, the terms that they use to communicate. Like the education system, the complexity it employs is really catered to growing young women into professionals, even though the society only recently accepted a female professional. The education system has really kind of been based on teaching young girls for quite some time. The types of intelligence that men are more likely to have are spatial and physical and mechanical in nature. They're not necessarily um, linguistic and the types of things that would allude to complex forms of not education but communication, right? So men generally they shine in different ways than women usually shine. Now there are some very strong academic men who shine in those types of ways and would surprise you with the level of intelligence and complexity of thought and all of those things. But that's not necessarily the bar for men. The bar for men is still running, jumping, fighting, doing all the things that a man would need to survive to have his good genes. Intelligence is great, but it's more IQ, right? Adjusting to survival and being able to create survival for his family. Um, our generation hasn't evolved beyond the hunter gatherer as much as people like to think we have. And so sometimes it feels like men are at an elementary level until you see them in their gift, until you see them in their talent, until you see them in their strength. And a lot of times we don't get to see that because if a man isn't like, an intellectual as we accept them, sometimes it feels like they're at an elementary level when they can actually be very gifted, just not in their speech. Like a perfect example. And I'm no fanboy of anybody, but I think 50 Cent and T.I. are both very brilliant men. They were also very stupid men at one point or another. 50 Cent has proven his intelligence time and time again in his decisions and his strategy, but 50 Cent still misspells there and there. Like he is not a grammar hammer at all. If you read something 50 Cent wrote from his Instagram, you'll be like, you too rich for that, dog. But that's not his gift, right? His gift isn't grammar. His gift is, finance, decision making, influence, directing, creating, creativity. Those are his gifts. One would say, damn, after all the typos I've seen in his writing, if you just look at his Instagram daily, everything is full of typos. Oh, this guy's elementary. We see the brilliance through not only the fruit of his labor, but the success of it. So there's brilliance there, but he just can't talk. He learned. It was 10 years, 15 years. I've always respected and admired smart rappers growing from criminality to adulthood and being great men and executives. I've always watched the trajectory of any rapper that did that. 50 Cent being the soundtrack of my 17, 18-year-old life, along with T.I., I've watched the trajectory of their intelligence, be displayed through their business adventures. Ti is a person who would you would traditionally think of as more smart when he wants to talk and use the big words and communicate with some complexity. You wouldn't call the way he talks elementary, but you would potentially call the way 50 Cent types elementary. Both of these men are of a similar gift and intelligence. Some might argue one over the other, but they don't present it the same way. And you might have to know more about one to recognize their intelligence than the other. So there's that. Vicky Dowler, hi, hello, please. My comment out loud. Hi. I think that was your comment, right? Got him? Uh, Amik God, what up, nigga? What up? What, what's up? Um, I had a point, but y'all know I'd be talking away from my points. Um, Somebody said I dated a short man because he had everything I wanted. The more I spent time with him and got to know him, height didn't matter. Absolutely, that was a question I was answering. I don't know if I ever got to the end of it, but um, to your point, Miss Tenacious, you're absolutely right. But I wouldn't assume all that to say. I wouldn't assume most men are at an elementary level. I'll assume most men aren't the same level of communicator you are of their thoughts and presenter of their thoughts and ideas, but the depth can still be there if they're committed to expressing it in some way or another. And sometimes that's the problem. So that can still be most men, but I wouldn't say most men. I think human beings can disappoint and inspire at the same time. We're capable of sucking and being great at the same time. And so I'm always looking to find someone's greatness. As a life coach, I have to find someone's greatness and be able to witness that and bear witness to it, even if they don't have any obvious talents. And I think that because I might have that keen eye, I always see the ability or the potential for somebody to be great. So maybe it's just my perspective needing to pull the best out of people to get them back on the trail to where they're making better decisions for their life. But I understand why you feel that way. And as usual, still on point. Um, Yeah, men and women, it's a human issue. This communication thing, and as technology takes over how we interact with each other, it's still a problem. Um, Shit. I gotta get off here in a couple minutes. I keep telling y'all I'm gonna go, and I keep going longer. I can't build back up to 3 hour lives, y'all. Not until I have 500 people back in here. YouTube done shadow banned my ass for the last 2 years. Nori Peeps. Hi Kev. I'm finding that I attract men, and this will be my last question, y'all. Then I gotta go. Um, Send your questions to me on Instagram at kevhick24, or go on kevhick.com and get your questions answered in a consultation or email. Nori Peeps, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. She says, "Hi Kev, I'm finding that I attract men who do not want relationships. I've stopped dating potentially, and now I'm getting fatigued by the games these quality men, these quote unquote quality men play. Any advice?" Um, I would love to talk to you actually, but to your point, the quote unquote quality men, the quote unquote quality men are usually the quote unquote men with options. Men with options don't actually want a quote unquote partnership and relationship. They just want companionship. Companionship doesn't require any responsibility or accountability. Partnership does. Um, so to your point, I think your perspective might need some adjusting as it pertains to what qualifies as a quote unquote quality man. And you got to be more open to the men who are actually options, and the men who would have sex with you, who would play games with you, who would disappoint you aren't actually options while they're in your vicinity, while they're poking at you, prodding at you, trying to seduce you, trying to get you into bed, trying to get things from you, trying to show themselves, presenting attraction. That still doesn't mean they're options. Your options are the men who would give you love, give you partnership, give you uh, like commitment. Those are your real options. And it's not limited because of what you are. It's limited usually because of the dating pool around you, right? The numbers are the numbers. How many men want these things, especially if you start factoring age, not your age, but the age of the men who are seeking these things. Usually, younger men before 30 try to find someone they can settle down with. After 30, they're pretty tainted and they've already been through divorce. They've already been through messed up relationships. They've already developed resentment toward women. There's a lot of things that happen on the course of the road that a man takes that gets him to being single after 30, after 40, after 50. So it's important that women not squander their youth and, find a man who is serious before he's too dirty to pick up and polish off. Even so, the quality men are now considered men with options, have a lot of women, usually have a lot of money, have a little bit of status, have some nice things. Those men aren't looking for relationships. They acquire the money and the things so that they can have options to sleep with a bunch of women. So they're not options. There are the shorter men. There are the taller men who have shorter bank accounts. There's always a caveat, a give and take, and I think that I don't think you could ever. I don't think that you. I don't think that you can settle for a healthy relationship. You settle for a man in a Mercedes that'll give you his thing but won't give you his heart. You settle for a 6'4", if like a UFC fighter who has $2 million in the bank but will sleep with your cousin if he gets half a chance. You settle for a man that's a boss or a CEO of a company who's too busy to actually see you, who sends you a Birkin bag in the mail because he doesn't have the time to shake your hand, to make love, to kiss you, to hold you. You settle for those things. You don't settle for a man uh, because he doesn't have one or two of these things that social media says a man needs to have to be a quality man or the high value man. So for me, people settle for shitty relationships. They settle for less than love. They settle for less than commitment. They settle for less than consideration. They don't settle for short men. You cannot settle to me for a broke man, a short man, even an ugly man. You know, again, as long keep their brothers need to have their stuff in shape. Damn it, you got to pick a struggle. You can't be out of shape and hit and broke. You got to pick a struggle, but you can't settle for a man with two or less struggles. You can settle for a man who has no struggles but also no love to give. And that's what most women are doing. So they're still settling. You can damn sure settle for sharing dick, is what most of these women out here are doing. In fact, I just got off the phone with two people that literally, not today, but yesterday, literally trying to figure out how to get me to teach them how to take somebody's man. Now that's settling to me. That shit is settling to me. You know this man got somebody and you trying to figure out how to get him from her. You okay. And but you're not even a polygamist. You're not like a pluralist. You don't actually want to share. You're just settling. Like that's the type of shit people settle for. So I don't know if that answers your question, but I'd love to talk to you. Maybe there's a thing that you're doing. Maybe you're not doing anything wrong. I don't want to give you the idea that you're doing anything wrong. I respect your mind, and I would like to have a conversation. But you should probably book a call. Let's see if there's a specific, tangible, applicable piece of advice I can give you. And most of the time, when I'm on calls with people, I don't like them coming away from calls thinking, "Oh, that felt good." I want them to come away from calls with a plan. And so I'm generally real keen on making sure I give you a person a plan, a course of action to take. And so if you do have that call with me, my hope is to give you an actionable plan to do something different and see a different result. Anyway, love and respect to you. Love and respect to everybody here. Um, Ti does seem a little off, but he's always been off. He's a little bit crazy. He's 7 felonies before he became a rap star. You got to be a little bit crazy for that. Uh, 50 Cent was shooting at people. He just didn't get caught as much as Ti. He wasn't as he was better at uh, he was better at not getting caught. But even so, love and respect. Um, Somebody had 3 supers on the live stream. Nori Peeps, this is your 3rd super on the live stream, so I appreciate you always support my lives. But I hope that helps. Book a call. I'll book a call when I meet a dude and I need to vet him. Also, speaking of vetting, y'all should probably get that dating journal and tracker if y'all in here. The tracker and journal has 39 questions to vet a man, what to ask him, how to apply that to the pages that you have to evaluate that man afterwards. It has a lot of game, a lot of advice, a lot of wisdom, red flags, green flags, how to vet a man, instructions, the actual questions that you ask, the things you need to be concerned about, the self reflections, text and phone call trackers, date trackers, notes. It's a lot of shit in that journal. It's not just empty pages in a journal with my name on the front of it. That's not what it is. Anyway, if you want that, go to kevhick.com shop. To get the dating journal and tracker, you can get the printable for $15, or the actual coil bound for 22 or 24 or something like that. Or you can go on Amazon and get the softback, whatever you want to do. But to your point, that's how you vet a man. I outlined it, and for $15. You can keep that shit yourself and never need to talk to me or give me a dollar again. Love and respect. I'll get with y'all later. Appreciate y'all.